probably missing something. I have no idea whether I'm live or not, but hey. Right, where are we? I need to find a garage. I need to find my displays. Hey Dan, how you doing? Don't usually use this for ATS, but considering I'm trying to get multiplayer working, we'll give it a go, like. Nice car, buddy. Oh, I should have done this earlier. But I've been working hard trying to get this working. Right, where are we? American Truck Simulator. Oh God. This has all got some random dials on you. No, I don't want that. Hey Solder, how you doing? Oh, let me just have a look at this a second. We need to remove this because I don't want any of that at all, so delete page. Delete page. Delete page. Where did all this come from? Delete page. Need to add a page from another game. That's what we want. Install. Right. Just so I can see what I'm doing. We'll put that bit there. Right, and I have no idea where I am on this map. I might have a little drive around. It's in auto at the moment because I haven't programmed in my manual gearbox. That should be reverse. Parking brakes on that one. Not sure what the stream's going to look like. Part of this is a test stream as well because I'm trying to do the streaming from one PC to the other. Yeah, we're just going to skip through these lights. I'm getting a little bit of screen tear, but I don't know whether that's because I need to reboot. It was running fine earlier today. Are these lights going to change? Yes. Multiplayer anyway, I'm just going to go through them. So, I'm just going to go around the... I don't know why I keep doing that, because it's auto box. Hopefully the stream's looking good. I've got no way of double checking it at the moment. I'm literally just going to take this around the block. Let's see what they've got for a job. Take a short job, shall we? Hey Demon, how you doing? And I've had a long day trying to set this PC up. But thanks for popping in. So always welcome. Oh, did we get that one or not? Done it again. I'm not in the manual box. So I've nicked the control settings from my ATS VR stream, so this is why I'm using auto for now. But once I'm sure I've got this configured and working, we'll have a look at swapping it to a manual box. So, for anybody who has watched the ATS VR streams, should notice that this probably looks a little bit crisper. But it's a completely different viewpoint as well. So things like doing external camera shots are certainly a lot crisper, that's for sure. It's a nice colour on that truck, I like that. And we're weaving everywhere. We're in the wrong lane, but hey, what are you going to do? Now we want to be in that lane. I'm just weaving back and forth like a madman. Mine did that the other day. I don't know why. That's exactly what mine did. Right, and so down to these lights, turn right, heading out of Las Vegas. Kind of rejig the monitors a little bit. Colors should be looking better anyway. Kind of interesting swapping from VR to monitors, especially in the same game, because it does give you a different sense or feeling. How many USB ports? Oh my god. Let's put it this way, I use all the USB ports in my PC, bar the front ports, and I'm using an additional 4 USB hubs that I'm running another hub off one of them. And I think I've got 2 ports, maybe spare overall. So that's what, 16 plus or something, so probably a good 20 odd. I'd have to literally go through them and count to be exact. I'm purely guessing. I have tried to minimize the number of USBs in use, but you always buy something new and end up plugging something else in. Oh, tell a lie. There's another USB hub in the 3.1 connector in there as well, so that's another hub, but that's only got 1 cable plugged in. That was literally just to convert to a USB 3. So there's 5 hubs. Well, technically 6 if you count the one that's piggybacking as well. All in all, too many USBs, let's put it that way. Yeah, it depends what you get. I mean, if you're getting something like a Fanatec wheel and you're going to go for the Fanatec ecosystem, everything can plug into the Fanatec system and then you have 1 cable out into your PC. But because I've gone for separate all the way through, I've kind of negated all of that and gone for, well, you've got to have a separate USB for this, separate USB for that. It's a bit of a pain, but it's doable. And certainly if you're not going to be streaming, then you can knock off a couple of USBs as well, you know. But certainly if you're thinking about getting a rig and set up, then, you know, having a device like a wheel where you can plug your pedals, a shifter into it, you know, so that's 3 devices in one. That's a good help, to say the least. So for anybody who was waiting to do multiplayer at some point, yeah, I know I didn't post up on this one, but this is purely more of a test run. That 1, I got a multiplayer account that's working. 2, my system here is working good. 3, the stream PC that I'm streaming to upstairs, that's pushing all this out, is working. So I just wanted to make sure I had this working, because it wasn't going to be a good experience for anybody if they decided to join in and I'm rebooting or crashing every 5 minutes, you know. And we got the bypass. Lovely jubbly. But the job is only a quick job down the road. Hey Thomas, how you doing? I'm very well, thank you. And yourself? Whoa, brakes. That's not going to work too well. That was the last moment thing, wasn't it? Ooh! Lucky that guy wasn't coming down here. That would have been a bit embarrassing. It's rather surprising how much quieter these servers are. I think there was 150 people in the server. Oh, that was a good one. I've read your mind. Ooh, from what I understand, the Oculus Rift can be rather finicky when it comes to plugging into USBs, especially USB hubs or USB cards in the PC. I've read a few places where they recommend purchasing certain, you know, if you want to say get a USB hub, get an internal one and plug your cables into that directly. But people recommend certain brands. So you might want to do a bit of homework with that one. Yeah, so literally about 150, 200 tops on either server. I think I'm on the Euro server, not the USA one. That'll do. Nice. One job done. I can't see the buttons. 19 tons. At the moment, Thomas, no, I don't, because it's a bit of a waste of a rig. And everything here is really configured for some kind of driving. However, because I've now got a second rig sorted, I may be looking at doing some other type of games. Yeah. Demon, that's what I've read as well. The Oculus sensors are very fussy on the USB ports they use. Do a bit of research on internal USB ports, because I know there's people out there with Oculus who say, right, okay, if you're having issues with USB in your Oculus, purchase this expansion card, and I think it's an internal card, but as long as you're buying the exact same card and you plug that into, say, a PCIe slot or whatever it's using, then in theory it should work fine, because people have tested these cards with the Oculus and they know that it works. You may be worth your while doing something like that, and I believe they're only cheap, you know, probably looking maybe 20, 30 quid tops. So it might be a good little upgrade. But I remember reading it about Oculus. Personally, I don't use Oculus. I use Vive. But obviously when you do a bit of research with regards to VR in general, you come across these stories. So I would certainly be looking into that if I were you. So we'll take this one here. We'll do the toys one as well. Why not? Might as well get a couple of jobs under the belt, like, innit? If I remember correctly, this is an owned truck as well, so we've got to keep an eye on this one. Try and keep the damage to a minimum at least. Plus, I'm trying to run this with G-Sync switched on, so the gameplay to me is very smooth, apart from the slight bit of tearing I've got going on, so I need to try and fix that. That could be partly because I've reinstalled the graphics, but maybe that didn't work so well as I thought. Ooh, this is a dual car. I never look at that, so I've got two lots of carriages on this one. Better be careful. Right, okay, but not in a manual box. Right, let's take this a little bit wide, shall we? Got to keep an eye on the rear end on this one. Fuel coming up. Shall I stop anyway? Kind of tempting, but it looks like a big place. That should be easy to swing into at least. Right. we're full up. Right, and I have no idea if I've got any damage. I should check that now, because there's a repair center right by there. Only a little bit. I think we're fine. It's all looking pretty smooth to me. But then it will do a separate PC now. I need to remember that. We're turning by here, let's be careful. Some guy stopped on the road over there. Must be taking a nap. I suppose coming on to Truckers MP for ATS is kind of good. If you want to get away from the busy servers in ETS, you can have a nice quiet time on ATS. Only 2 hours and what, 6 minutes? Wow. Hey Gareth, I'm good. How are you doing? Well, I hope it's good. I can't see it personally. I've yet to fathom out how I'm going to monitor my stream myself. Not without causing glitches to the PC that I'm using, so... We're now on a dual PC setup, so... And on the plus side, I've got to monitor the temperatures upstairs as well and make sure that the PC upstairs is behaving, because that's a brand new build. Well, that's what we want. We want them all working properly. All I just know is that if it does end up, you know, crashing out on the other PC, I'm going to be running up and downstairs all day long trying to get it working. So I need it working good, you know. So when I get to this destination, I'll tab out, because I actually got to put the temperature monitor on that PC, which I forgot to do, because I just reminded myself, and that's a red light. I would go through it, but I haven't got a lot of money, so I'm trying to save. Now, well, when you compare multiplayer, you know, you're talking maybe 100, 200. I mean, maybe it's the wrong time, because maybe it has a bigger market with the Americans and they just might be not on around this time. Who knows? I'm not the one to ask when it comes to that, to be honest. We need to ask an American who plays it. There's plenty of other people. I mean, this is my first time playing, so... You know, it's a lot lower than considering when you go to ATS and you see servers, you know, 2,000, nearly 3,000 people, you know? Think of it as having a break from ATS. I don't mind coming to ATS. Scenery can be a bit dull at times, like it is now, but other than that, it's a playable game. Personally, if you're gonna buy it, I wouldn't buy it at full price. It's got to be on the sale price, you know. And at a sale price, it's well worth a shot, you know? The way I see ATS Multiplayer, though, you know, if you've got a bunch of friends and you want to play online and you don't want to deal with all the idiots, shall we say, who tend to log in and mess everybody's game up in ETS at times, you can always hop over to ATS and have a good session over here. But it depends on your style and what you want to play and whether you want to be dealing with a load of rubbish or not, you know? Well, that's just it. You know, when I bought ATS, it was in the sales. It was pretty cheap at the time, so, you know, if it was full price, I would have walked away from it. I wouldn't have even batted an eyelid, you know? Glad I remembered my lights. Well, I'm sure it swings and roundabouts when it comes to people who drive. There's always going to be a bad bunch somewhere. I'm sure you get them on ATS just as much as you do on ETS, but at least it's quieter. I hope this is going to be an easy park. Like right down the side would be nice. Too far forward. Happy with that. Let's see what jobs we got. Ooh, hello. No, let's do cargo. Why not? We can get a few jobs in, I think. So what we're going to do is squeeze in some quick jobs, I think. Get the profile moving a little bit. manual, we're in an auto. Yeah, will drum it into me. That's got a long rear end on that one. Kind of liking this truck. I forgot I was going to stop, wasn't I? Does this mean we can't turn? Oh, we've got a new diversion, have we? Great. Gonna add on a bit of time in it. So we got what, 3 hours 36. Did I finish my coffee? I did. That's depressing. I find a place where... Actually, I may just do it here. Put the old hazards on. Try and be as polite as I can. Park it on. Tab out a second. Just need to be... Where are we? Well, that's not bad. So whilst it's doing all of that, it's only at 58 degrees. At 29% CPU. Okay, I'm happy with that. Done it again. And we is off again. So this will only be like a short stream, maybe an hour, hour and a half. I may come back then with another game, try that out, because I really got to go through the games that I play at the moment, making sure they all work, stream fine. Hopefully the audio levels are alright. That took me a while to fathom out. Gotta say this much, the scenery is nicer on monitors than it is in VR. VR, the distance just blurs too much into a mess. But it's nice being able to look out and see actually how much detail is in the countryside. And the fact that I can read signs at a very long distance is always a good one. Fuel wise, well, we got plenty of fuel, maybe stop further on. not to do too much over the speed limit. Behave to some degree at least. Silence in the wind. I was going offline a bit. Honk honk. Tell you what, they're not as noisy, the truckers over here. The nose honking horn all day long. They're all, you know, play it by the book. That's my white buzz. Should be my dash and stuff, but that's not working. That's that. Okay. Okay, so plan is get back to the depot, drop this off, and then what I'll do then, I'll end it there and I'll jump into another game. I'll pick something, I don't know what. Need to make sure that's set up and can stream. I'll try and do at least another game, at least another 2 games maybe. Depends on how we get on setting them up. The sooner I get the setup done for each game, the better. Got a bit more headroom, we can speed up a bit. There's the destination coming up. Kingman. That would have been a really nice sunset in VR. I mean, it is now, but it's completely different in VR when you view them. The colour's there, that's for sure. Ooh, squeeze through without a fine? Yes. Gotta watch that rear end, it's gonna hit the wall. So I need to back it up a little bit and go a little bit wider. Ooh, that's a little bit. Need it to turn in just a little more. Just so we're not completely out. Happy with that, got a bit of cash. Truck count 5, car cash 1, driver count 5, so we've got drivers working. Got a bit of cash. We've got some loans to take out. Tempting. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. Just a short stream. We'll jump onto something else in a moment. Not a clue what. Just keep an eye if you're interested, and we'll be back very soon. So take care. See you soon.